You have any footage of inside the theater showing like the tumbleweeds going across the screen?
Well, I was the only one. I was literally the only one, and it was kind of nice because it was it was almost like scary, man. It was like the ghost of popcorn farts of the past.
I wonder
You know,
if that's grounds for getting your money back. You know, because I remember once I saw a movie where
it was
the
better.
reel was like damaged and there was all this static and fucked up shit, and
I
my
could have said
mom and my
that.
aunt brought us all to like the little kiosk thing, and we said like the movie was unwatchable. We want our money back, and they gave it back to us.
Yeah, I mean, this movie wasn't. It's funny. There's some pluses to it. There's some pluses to it, but overall, not really for me. Didn't really like it. But let's watch the trailer. Did you seen it a lot? I guess they're trying to push it. I don't know why. This should be on streaming only.
Focus features?
The case, Santos.
Yeah.
Not on your life.
Are they falling?
Hello, girls. It's the last body shot competition, so we are going to salt you up.
Yeah, that's the
I've had it.
Oh shit! What happened here?
I've had it.
Hold on, I might have to play this on a different.
I brought up Trisha Cook, and the whole thing crashed.
That's what did it. You shouldn't have brought that up.
Well, her name is right there. It's
that was a long trailer too. Anyway,
out his brother for her.
It was a long trailer. So here you go.
They got to be fucking.
What? Don't touch it. I saw this movie once where they come across this box and they open the box.
The case.
And it was like
better trailer than the other one.
really bad. I just want to know what's going on. I bet it's locked.
I just want to locate your friends.
Who are you, jackass?
That's when they curse like that.
Those girls just drove off with something we need.
We gotta call the cops. Cool your jets. Here's what we do.
Sell it back. Shake them down.
That is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And I'm a cop.
Yeah, baby.
No. Who are you?
Save the sanctimony and hand over the million smackers. We should see what's in here.
The song they keep using is so annoying.
What do you say?
The song they're using is so obnoxious. It's fucking
annoying
the whole time. It's distracting.
All right, well, I gotta start with plus.
That fat girl who's the cop, is she from SNL?
No, she's from comedy stuff, and she's funny. I have to say, she's pretty good. She's probably better than anyone on SNL.
Oh,
she's not bad. She's funny.
That's a low bar to clear.
I've seen her, and I've seen her before. I can't really like place it. I think.
Yeah, I've seen her before too, and I don't remember what or why.
I mean, I know I've seen her in.
You don't see anymore.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Did they go out of business?
No, they're still they call themselves WW now.
WW.
Yeah.
What are they trying to open up, like a wrestling federation?
I don't know. I think they're trying to like steer away from the Weight Watchers. I think they want to steer away from that name since it didn't really work.
Is there a heavyweight division in female wrestling, or they're all just kind of like fake-titted, hooker-looking people?
I think there are some big ones. Yeah, there's some big ones, but
that's
not
cool.
For the most part. No.
Thank God, they're represented.
Oh yeah. Oh, they are. There's a girl called Piper Niven. If you search her, she's pretty. She's a big gal.
I'm good. I'll take your word for it.
She's a big gal, but I forget.
You remember Yokozuna?
What was that?
Yokozuna.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, of course.
He used to wear a thong and do like acrobatic shit.
Yeah,
he was pretty athletic.
He was actually Hawaiian and related to The Rock and not Japanese.
Yeah, he was like Samoan.
Yeah, he's in that family.
The Maivias.
Sure. Oh yeah, like involved. He's somehow connected to that. Yeah, he's definitely like a cousin of The Rock.
Seems like there's a decent amount of nepotism in wrestling.
I think it's like Maybe.
Obviously,
Yeah, I guess so.
McMahon, like you
There
can't
is.
get any more
There
than
is.
that.
Yeah, no, there is, but I think it's also like part of like being connected to the. Well, it used to make sense because it used to be like like a secret. You know, it all used to be like a secret. So rather keep the secret within the family that that's fake. So that's kind of where that I think that's nepotism kind of started. It's easier to trust someone that's in your family to like keep kayfabe is what they would call it.
Yeah, unless you're like a gemstone.
Yeah. But look at these scores here. 57%, 4.9 audience score.
57. That's higher than I kind of expected, given
I
on
think
the
that's
way
about where I'd put
you
it.
talked about it.
I'd put it at that like a low, like a D minus. That's about exactly where I put it. Has pluses, man. This
Hey,
movie,
D minus is still passing, right?
yeah. It has pluses, man. It's only 84 minutes, which I liked a lot. That was awesome. Like I felt like you ever hear people talk about a plane ride where they like we just went up and then we started going down. It's like a quick plane ride. This is what this felt like. It was like I didn't even have to check my watch. An hour. It's basically an hour. The movie's basically an hour. That's how it felt.
That's good. It's bad, but it's brief.
Yeah, it's not like and then on top of it, there's a lot of nudity. So and a lot of lesbian nudity.
From Anne McDowell's daughter.
See, that's honestly what I kept hoping for. They kept like teasing it, like she takes her shirt off, but it's like they never show like the whole thing. Like
I've seen her nude in some like weird art house shit with Shia LaBeouf, and then this other movie. But speaking of nude scenes, I'll give you like I'll give you the update on like how Reddit's been trending lately. So Emma Stone is in that that neo art house movie that's getting all the Oscar noms. This is like her big like first nude thing. It's so bad. I mean, she has a unibrow and like neck stitchings, and it's just like not it's like so unattractive and horrible. And she's kind of flat and weird looking in the movie. It's just like it shouldn't even be trending, And also, what was a bad one was Jennifer Lawrence did that movie somewhat recently. It was like a comedy with this kid. I forget the name of it.
Yeah, we've talked about it a bunch.
Like the lighting quality is like so weird and abstract.
I don't think it was even her. That's the word. It probably wasn't even her.
And she's got this like strange looking. I forget the term for it. It's like fake pubic hair that you put on in Hollywood. It's like that in the cock sock. It's not a MacGuffin, but it sounds similar to it.
Yeah, it's a McMuffin, I guess, right?
A McMuffin? Shit, now I'm
it could be that. But back to this movie. It opens up with a scene with our favorite guy, Pedro Pascal, who's in every fucking movie. Who it opens up with like this. He has a briefcase. He's at a restaurant, and then he runs away from the restaurant, and then the waiter comes and corners into an alley, and then something ensues. And then the real opening is Margaret Qualley, whose name in this is Jamie. She's eating out some girl with huge tits, and that's basically how this movie opens up, with like a lesbian like oral sex scene. Which I have to say, man, there's some like parts in this movie that I found very erotic, which was nice to see.
Well, good.
That's a plus.
In the theater by yourself.
I could have jerked off. I actually thought about
it.
I could have been jerking off.
And Fred Willard.
Yeah, it's like it was but yeah, it opened up with that, and it was interesting.
Did you get any food?
No, I was just kind of that. No, I just kind of went in. I kind of decided late to go see it. It was when I showed you like that no one's in the theater. I was like, I'll fucking go. If no one's gonna go, I'll be there. I'll go by myself.
No one's got it.
So I mean, I guarantee you this movie's just not gonna do well financially, but it's a movie that should be streaming, and it's just not a good story, and it's confusing because it's like, so the pluses, I like the lesbian raunchy sex scenes. I'm totally fine with that. That was cool. 84 minutes, I really like that a lot. But the story is fucking shit. And I realized this feels like if the Farley brothers fucked the Coen brothers. It's like a weird like
Is that stupid?
Pretty much, it's that stupid mixed with the Coen Brothers stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's just there's some parts that totally feel like, yeah, this was half by a Coen. Because it's like, you know how the Coen Brothers have this really
Who's the
dark
other person
tone.
involved where he said, "Fuck my brother, I need to do this"?
I'm not sure, but
It
I
said
don't
it
know.
in the credits.
Yeah, I don't care about that. It's more about Ethan Coen, really. That's some throwaway trash, like. But it felt like oh, here we got Matt Damon in this character too, which was very strange. It felt like there was parts of a Coen Brothers things kind of feels a little bit right like Raising Arizona, but like way too goofy. And then they try to like the Coen Brothers have this really dark tone, kind of like No Country for Old Men really has that dark tone like the whole way through. Like he tries to put that in, but it's on top of like really goofy characters, so it just feels kind of strange. It really is like if a Coen brother met a Farley brother.
Didn't they do a movie with Brad Pitt that was like a dark comedy and George Clooney?
Yeah, that Burn After Reading, it kind of had a vibe of that too.
I didn't
That was
see
like
any of that.
I was getting that vibe
Good
as
or
well.
it was horrible.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that movie at all. But it's better than this. Better than this. This is not a good movie. It's not a good story. Yeah, so I'll start off. So basically, it's this lesbian. By the way, this was supposed to be called Drive Away Dykes, which they couldn't get that. They couldn't pass that off into the theaters, I guess. But that's what it was supposed to be called. I know that. And yeah, so starts off with she's eating that girl out, and she's cheating on her girlfriend. The girl on the left here, Margaret Qualley.
She's the butch one?
No, she's kind of more like the slut one. She's like a big slut. She'll just like kind of fuck whoever.
The way lesbian couples work is you got the butch and the bitch. The one is the man and the other's the woman.
I don't know if that really works like that, and I don't know enough about lesbian culture. But I know that this takes place in the late 90s, like 1999, and it does have that vibe.
Yeah, a lot of denim.
A lot of denim. Yeah, and the clothes kind of fit.
This Indian bitch has got a fupa already.
And she was kind of funny because she is like it was an
be.
interesting thing. It is not a woke movie. It was not like overly woke. It was kind of maybe that's what it was like in the late 90s, where there was still a lesbian or a gay crowd, but they didn't feel like super forcing it down your throat kind of thing. I don't know. They kind of feel normal. It's
well,
I'll give it that.
Twitter gave everybody a platform.
Yeah, and I mean, so like the Margaret Qualley character is very like loose. She's kind of like a slut. She's like a big slut. She's kind of fucking whoever. She's cheating on her girlfriend in the beginning scene. With, that's kind of part of it. And then she goes to gay bars.
My idiot brother. She'll fuck
and
guys. She'll fuck men. She'll fuck old people.
Yeah, and then our main character, Marion, the Indian girl here, is sort of like an opposite type of person. She's
prude.
She's a lesbian character and who goes to these gay bars, but she's very much looking for love in a sense. It's not like she's not just trying to she's not just trying to fuck anyone like Margaret Qualley, which is kind of a big part of this movie with her. That's basically what she does. Which is kind of why it almost feels like like if you replace these with guys, it would feel very like a sex comedy because it's just like she's just trying to fuck the whole time.
I've actually seen like her in a clip where it's her and this other girl and this little kid with a backwards hat, and they're trying to get something from him, and he said, "I'm not going to let you have it until I see you both scissor." And I don't know if you could pull that up, but
I don't think I can find that.
It's definitely a good clip if we could put it in the rotation.
I'll have to look for that in a little bit. But yeah, so then they what happens is this: she's cheating on her girlfriend, the fat girl from some things we've seen here. That was her girlfriend. They share a dildo that's hooked up to the wall. There's a wall dildo that like when she's that was a funny part. Like like when she's getting her stuff, she's getting thrown out of her apartment with the fat girl. The fat girl's crying about like who's gonna take the wall dildo. That was probably, I think that was the only part that really actually made me laugh. I'll say I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah. So basically, she's getting thrown out, and then the Indian girl she wants to go to Tallahassee to visit her aunt. So Margaret Qualley's character comes up with, let's do this driveway thing where we get a car. We rent a car, and basically you have to deliver a car to a certain location. So they're going to Tallahassee, and they have to deliver a car. But meanwhile, the mob is going to be renting a car from this driveway service to deliver a package, deliver a briefcase. And they're taking it to Tallahassee too. So when these two girls show up to take the driveway car, the rental service that's all hooked up with this, mob mission gives it to them thinking they're like the two drivers. And meanwhile, there's two drivers that come later right here. And they're like, where the fuck is our car? So basically that. So these two lesbians are driving down south, and it's supposed to be a day trip, but because they're like, whatever, fuck it, we're gonna make it a thing, and they don't know what's in their car, it takes longer than that, and that kind of pisses off this whole crowd. So, and then there's this weird interjection where you don't know what's in the briefcase, and they keep showing the briefcase in their trunk, and then all these like super psychedelic 70s scenes, kind of like a kaleidoscope thing, and you're like, I kept thinking, like, what's in here? Is it some kind of like government acid kind of thing, where it's some kind of government drug or something cool, like? But yeah, that's the twist to this movie. And once the twist gets revealed, I think everything kind of gets thrown out the window as far as plot, where it's just like you kind of stop caring about the whole movie.
I thought they were trying to do the whole Fiction thing with the briefcase.
They did for a little bit until you see what's in it. They really did. There's a part where they open it up and they don't show you. Wow, really?
I'm not gonna see. You can spoil it. Like, feel free.
Can I say that you just like completely nailed it? Yeah.
Really,
yeah,
it's that predictable.
That's exactly what it is.
Obvious.
That is exactly what it is.
What's going on, dude? Like, Ethan Coen get fucked up the ass all of a sudden, and like he's all into weird anal underlying plot lines and stuff.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Maybe whoever his co-writer is fucked him with like a strap on, and now here we go.
Spoiler alert right there. I'll put that up. But yes, that is what is in the briefcase. It is a bunch of dildos. They find there's a bunch of dildos. And meanwhile, the Indian girl, you can tell, actually likes this main girl. Like, she likes her. She doesn't like that she's a slut. So when they stay at a hotel,
she's a what's the term for like a person who's obsessed with sex?
No, she's not really okay with it because this first night that they stop, they go to they actually every single time they stop, they go to like a lesbian bar. And
well, you're kind of enabling the motherfucker with that.
Well, Megan Qualley is trying to get her laid. That's a big part of it. She's like trying to get her fucked, but
this girl is together.
No. They're just friends. They're just friends.
Oh, that's so confusing.
It is confusing, and they're really. I'll say
this.
Is there spoilers.
Like this underlying will they, won't they shit?
No, that's what's terrible. Like, spoilers alert on this. They do get together at the end, but it really makes no sense why. That's actually my issue with the story, because it doesn't really make sense why that this girl on the left would just all of a sudden stop being like a sex fiend and go like it doesn't make any sense. That was an issue I had with the story. It like is kind of stupid, but so this girl likes her for sure, and every time they stop, they go to like a lesbian bar, and Megan Qualley is just trying to get her laid the whole time. That's a big part of it, but she really doesn't want that. Which is nice because it's an interesting character. She's a more interesting character, I'll say. She is a regular type character instead of like a raunchy lesbian character. She's really not in it for the sex, in it probably more for the connection or something,
Okay.
But, so she kind of like gets offended by the whole trying to have her get fucked, and she goes back to the room. She's like a bookish nerd. She's reading a book, and then Jamie, the character here on the left, comes in with just kind of like the girl she found for the night, and she kind of kicks her out and kind of has sex with her. That's a big part of it. And even at one point they find this like lesbian soccer team, and she kind of fucks them all. Like that's part of it. And that they're in a basement and they're all just making out and rotating. Like the captain of the soccer team blows a whistle and they all rotate and make out with each other. That was an interesting scene. There's scenes in this that I'd say like I don't mind. Maybe because it's if this was like an actual like dudes like a gay dude movie, I probably wouldn't be as interested.
It probably wouldn't be in theaters.
I would be uncomfortable. But watching like girls do it all works.
Well, especially when you're in a theater alone, you can just whip it out and just
Paul Rubens,
eat some popcorn, use the butter as lube.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But watching I don't know, watching the whole spoiler thing that you see that it's just dildos.
Spoiler, you can spoil away. I'm
gonna spoil. Yeah. It turns out that the dildos that they're carrying are a senator's. It's a cast of a senator's penis, and that's what those psychedelic like cutaways were to this. Like this, actually, this is actually a real thing. There's a girl called the plaster caster. Gene Simmons talks about it. There was like this hippie chick who would make a cast of like a groupie girl who would make a cast of all these people's penises, like Robert Plant.
For charity?
Gene Simmons. No, like to have like their penis on to make a dildo or something. Like that's what she did. So this is based off that. So when they find this case, it turns out to be some senators and some other important people's dildos that are actually their penises. So Pedro Pascal was running around with that in the beginning, which is kind of funny. But that is an interesting tale to it. So, yeah. So meanwhile, they kind of they find out that they have that, and they don't really know what the fuck it is. And then they're like, "What the fuck is this in the briefcase?" And then once they do eventually hook up, she kind of takes care of the Indian girl, and then the Indian girl falls asleep, and then
we need to take care of her.
They at one point they do hook up as like a relationship thing because Megan Quayle, like the Megan Quayle,
or is it like
Martin Quayle wants
color where the like full on scissoring? We got a whole sequence. I
think she's just kind of eating her out, which seems to be what lesbian sex is.
Fake chow.
Yeah, so some chow stuff. But Margaret Qualley, also part of it is just Margaret Qualley wants to get her laid. That's a big part of it, is that she wants to get her laid, but it turns into a relationship, which doesn't really make any sense.
Nymphomaniac. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah, regardless, she handles the Indian girl.
So the nymphomaniac
Marion
is trying to get the uptight Indian girl some like cheap lay bar to bar.
And then meanwhile, there's these two kind of crony guys who are very reminiscent of the Fargo type guys, but way goofier. It's like if you had the Farley brothers versions of them, so not intimidating at all, are after them. And so she takes care of the Indian girl, and then kind of cut to black, and then we kind of fade back in, and then Martin Qualley's like, she couldn't wait with the dildos, so she's finishing herself off with one of these dildos, and then the two crony guys kind of break in, and that's where they kind of realize what they have. So they realize they have these dildos, and then they kind of set up Matt Damon. Matt Damon is the senator. One of these guys is a senator that had his penis cast, and they set him up for to get money out of him and kind of extort him. And that's basically the fucking movie. That's it. Not a lot to it. I would give it a, like I said, D-, D+, in that range. If you have nothing to do, I would watch it. It's not. I would watch it on streaming. I wouldn't go see it in theaters. It's not a movie that should be played in.
You already did.
I did, but I did. I mean, I had hope for a Coen brother. That was my honestly.
You're like 70% of their sales.
I don't think so. I haven't seen one of their movies in a while, but I do really like a lot of their movies.
The Drive-Away Dolls.
I could be.
At least for the opening day weekend, honestly, you might be like that larger theater and their projections. You're probably making up 15-20%.
I mean, I do like the Coen brothers a lot. I'm a big fan, but I don't think they've really done anything for me in a while. It's been a long time since they've done anything for me. I guess it's been since No Country for Old Men. Really, has anything come out since then that's been really worth it? I think that's it, right?
Well, if they're gonna split up, I'm checking out. I want them together. That's the whole fucking point. I
Well,
want
now I
some like
kind of think
weird symbiotic, parasitic, fucking twin thing where
spill my drink all
the
over.
both of them together is like some super brain. I don't want
I
that
mean, I
shit
think
split up.
yeah, I think they're I think Ethan Cohen's a hack. I actually have to say I think Joel Cohen must have been the good one because this is like fucking bad. I mean, this is so bad where I wouldn't have even like I wouldn't have made this. It's just like no point. The only thing I do like about it is it was nice to see like I got no issue with seeing like a lesbian sex movie. It was cool with that.
Oh yeah, when you're alone in the theater by yourself.
No, but even regardless of that, just it wasn't a bad like I don't mind seeing a lesbian movie, like who I feel like that's always appealing.
Do you remember in Seinfeld there was this like
Rochelle.
yeah. that is like just an older version of the Blue is the Warmest Color with that French actress Leo Seydoux or whatever the fuck, I don't know how to pronounce it, and her hair's all dyed blue.
I keep spilling my drink all over the place. That's what Driveway Dolls.
I thought you were taking shots. How do you spill a shot?
I'm trying to take a shot. The shot keeps falling out. I've already spilled the shot twice.
You gotta get a bigger shot glass.
It's a big shot glass. Look at this.
Or just put what's stopping you from putting a shot in a regular sized cup? Who says we have to take shots in short glasses?
I like it for that because then I could judge the amount.
Oh well, yeah, definitely.
I need to know what I'm consuming here, or else I wouldn't be able to control myself. By the way, I do have some nice whiskey here. I got some Woodford Reserve.
Yeah, are we gonna get? We need to try and figure out how to get some free promotional shit. Check out our numbers.
Let me take my shot. Oh yeah, we got no numbers. Check out my shirt.
We're a Ziegler video away from hitting 10 mil. So
don't hassle me. I'm local.
Don't tread on me.
You know what that's from? Don't hassle me. I'm local. Do you even know that? Do you even know about that movie?
Yoga hosers?
Nah, it ain't that one, man. Little movie by Bill Murray, Richard Dreyfuss.
Oh, what about Bob?
Yeah, that's it, man. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I've rented it at least 2 or 3 times without wanting to.
Did you watch it though? There's a lot of people that haven't seen it. I was surprised.
I watched it. That was like
a lot of people have not seen the movie, and I'm surprised at it.
That was like one of those things you get from that Millstone rental place.
I mean, I get that's how I felt. That's how, kind of how I saw it too. It's like it was one of those rental movies, in the 90s, or that kind of shit. But overall, I would not recommend this movie. Personally, but again, let's say you are like a lesbian, you'd probably like this. Yeah, I guess that's like what I would say about this.
Do you ever? I think intentionally recommend a movie you knew was terrible to somebody that you want to just put them through having to watch it?
No, because I would feel like I can't do that because I would feel like
responsible.
Yeah, I did tell someone.
I've never done that either, but it is like a weird, indirect, almost like nuclear, not nuclear, like medical.
Whole death smells like whiskey.
Kind of warfare.
Whole death smells like whiskey here. No, yeah, I couldn't do that. But yeah, what's the Rotten Tomatoes score of this? Because it was not good when I looked.
I'll be back. I gotta get some water.
Let me take a look at it. Take a look at the story. Yeah, I would. You want to watch a movie that's got some lesbian sex scenes in it, and
check out Rochelle.
Yeah, check out Rochelle. And even one part, the Indian girl as a kid, which was I like this scene as a kid. It's almost like Porky's. She drilled a hole into her fence so she could see the next door neighbor who was sunbathing naked. So that was that's like her early lesbianism type memory, which was a nice little thing that they included there. There's some pluses to this. This is it has its pluses for sure. 36% audience score, 65% critics. I really do think I'm like right in the middle. I would say this is like a 57 for me. I'd give it like a 5.75 out of 10 kind of thing. That's where my range would be. Like, again, if you are a lesbian, you'd probably like this movie. I'll say that. Like, probably like it. There was some things in it that I kind of thought were funny, and it was nice to see. It was nice to see like a short comedy movie. I actually appreciate that. I feel like that's gone. So to watch like a short movie that's 84 minutes, comedy, it was nice to see. I don't think I was exactly laughing at a lot of things. Some things, but yeah, once you find out that it's dildos that are in the briefcase, the weight of the movie sort of just like rolls over you. That's kind of like, it's funny, but it's also like the stakes now are just completely gone. That's kind of how it feels. Even though there are stakes that come with it being these senators' penises that are trying to get it back, and there's a ransom money, it's still just completely gone. And even so, after that, that's kind of it. And you had these goofy henchmen that didn't really add much to it. But hey, that's Drive Away Dolls. Drive Away Dolls. Don't see it. Or see it. Whatever you want to do. It's not up to me. It's up to you.